Well, hello everybody. We're just after Christmas now, after New Year I should say, and we'll be taking the decorations down in bits and pieces. First of all, I'd like to say to all of you, thank you so much. I mean, I've had so many cards, or we have, Ree and I mean, these are just some of them, and some of them, you know, like, I mean, these cards that someone's took the trouble to actually handmade, you know, several like that. Another one here, you know, that the people actually made the cards, and we'd had some from children, which is lovely. So first of all, I want to thank everybody, all my subscribers, or, you know, HDP subscribers, and your comments. I really do love the comments, and I would ask you, I don't really understand this, I'm going to go on to tell you why I don't understand it in a minute. We're going over to a new format for the films that we sell. These are films that are in great detail, and we've only got a few left, so we're going to go to a different, you know, they won't be on DVD anymore. They're going to be on these peg things that stick in the side of a computer, because people have asked for them now. A lot of new Apple ones apparently don't have any port to put a DVD in, or whatever that is. So we've only got one film left. We've got a few of them, but just one film left. And I want to explain the film a bit, and we've just dropped it in price. It's January sale, that's what we're calling it. So anyway, so this is the film. It's called The End Game, and really I titled it wrong, or I didn't actually title it, but The End Game. And the reason I think this is a very good film, but not, we haven't given it the proper title. This is a horse that come, that maybe had a dubious past. You just don't know. He's only a youngster, lovely, but very, very flighty. So when we were putting the heart, I made a decision that we'd do it all at once, virtually in 2 days. You know, we achieved what we achieved with the horse. Now people say to me, well, you broke it in 2 days. No, I didn't. But what the film's about is, if you put the harness on the horse, every single time you went to the horse to touch it, to put the harness on, the horse doesn't know what the end game is. So when you put the bridle on for the first time, the bit in its mouth for the first time, or the collar, or the pad, or the breeching around it, or tightening up a girth, all of that is brand new to the horse. It doesn't understand what you're wanting. So with this horse, after it had been here a day, well, half a day actually, I thought to myself, we've got to go about this a different way. So we've got to take most of the trepidation out, the fear. I think maybe someone had tried to break it before. I mean, I don't know, break it, gently, train it, whatever you want to say. So what I decided to do was to put all the harness on at once. And you can see how nervous it is. By doing it, you know, working along steadily away, we managed, it's quite an old film actually, but we managed to get the harness on. And then, believe it or not, we managed to get it up alongside another horse within a day. If you'd done it in hours, it wouldn't be 24 hours, put it that way. It was, you know, it was done in 2 days, but obviously not spent all day doing it. So it's a really interesting film, and I think it's a film that people can learn a lot from. So basically that's the film, but the only way you'd really understand it is to look at it. But it's the sort of film that needs looking at several times and then picking pieces out of it so that you understand where I'm coming from. So if you imagine the horse coming in, he's very nervous in the stable, you get to it. In the first day we got to it, but so by that means, I mean, I don't mean let it come to me and just touch me with its top lip, touch my arm, I think it did very first off, you know, and just nice and gently and quietly do it. All of our stables are boarded right up to the top, so horse can't see, they can look out through the bars and obviously the opening above the door, but they can't see each other. So you've got to have somewhere where the concentration's pretty good between you and the horse. You know, sometimes we'll do it in a different building, you know, if they're distracted by the other horses. this little girl didn't cling to other horses, which is another thing. So by that I mean you could take her out of the stable and she wouldn't call for the others. Yeah, so that told me, well, she's reasonably happy with people, so we'll try this. So anyway, we put all the harness on and we got her in harness in a very short space of time. There's a couple of things I'd like to point out to you. The person who was filming at the time gets off the carriage as we're just walking along down the side of the field and comes up, and the horse then doesn't panic but is upset by it. And all it is someone walking. So on the face of it, you've broke it, you've trained it. And even the chap at the end of it who done the horse for, I think he says on here, you know, look how marvellous it is in a few days. Well, that was at the end of this training that we achieved. So we still took the 6 weeks, because what we'd done, we took all the fear of the harness away, the fear of the noise behind it, all of them fears away. Now, you'd say, well, why don't you do all horses like that? Because they're all different. This one was clingy, but at the same time, a bit standoffish. When you watch, it was clingy to me. It'd come and touch me. You can see it turn its head to me rather than away, but if you went too fast, it would just go. So I think there's a lot to learn in there. So what we've done, we've dropped the price on these. I think they were 24, something like that. So we've gone to £20. There's only going to be a few of these, but I think they, you know, they're a good thing to learn from. We're bringing out a complete new series in this next year. We just got sorting out all the filming equipment, etc., and you know, all the other stuff. You have to have lighting and everything else. And I've organised all that, you know, all the tech side of it. You know what I mean? I've done all that right for Ree. Now Ree will take care of all that and sort all that side out. So we've got these lights and things coming, but we're going to put them in a different format and look like a business card, I think, and you just put them in the side of your computer to watch them. But there'll be a whole new series. What I do want you to do is to tell me what you want. We're doing these question and answer things and learning so much from the question and answer. We're learning so much of what you want to understand, how I do it. This is only how I do it. You know, I don't mean to say it's, you know, it's right for me. And I think it's right for the horses because we only use the soft rubber bits, as most people know. So what I would like you to do is to subscribe to the channel. You know, you just click a button or something, you subscribe to that. And please, 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 don't ever be afraid of making a comment. People sometimes are afraid of making a comment because it might sound silly. Well, if you don't know the answer to something, it's not a silly question, is it? It can't be. You know, and everybody, I mean, some people that are very experienced, sometimes we'll be sitting around talking with people and I'll say something, they say, is that true? Is that, yeah, you know, and I'll show them or demonstrate it and say, yeah, we'll think about it for a minute, and that's the way horse's head works. And over the years, you know, I'm getting on in years now, and that's what's enabled me to be able to do this with a horse. So be able to read its body language, and this weren't easy with this horse, because if you upset it, it would take 3 steps back, and it would take a long time to come forward again. So we managed to do all this. So in that period of time, we took away all the fears. So the noise rattling behind it, another horse in close proximity, yeah, having the pole up the side of it, going along, you know, free on the side of a pair of horses. All the things we've done are sort of born out of experience, you know, I've gained over the time, and being able to read their body language. And for them points, it's very good. And the dear fella that owned it was, you know, he was even older than me, and he was so happy, so happy. And you see him driving it at the end, and proper old character he is. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. I hope you have a lovely year. It's only just gone past New Year. I hope it's a better one than the last one for everybody. So as I say, there's not many of these. I don't know exactly how many there are, but they come in, I don't know, 100 in a box when we order them. So there wouldn't be that many, maybe half a box or so. So the end game. So I've never, we don't, you know, either people either want what we, you know, a film or not, it doesn't matter, I'm not pushing them, but these, the next lot is a different format as I understand it. So that's it really, that's all about the end game. And I probably titled it wrong in the first place. I should have said, you know, doing it backwards really, because you're supposed to end up at the end with the horse up alongside something else or in the harness, or you know, and do it that way. But we done it completely different, and we started at the top end and went backwards. So later on, we're getting it to go through all the other bits and pieces we're doing out and seeing the traffic and all the bits and the river and all that. So we've done it in complete reverse. But there you go, that's just, it worked for this horse. So I think you'll find it interesting. Have a lovely, lovely new year. Hope it's better than last year. Thanks very much for your comments, are the most important thing. And subscribing to the channel is a very good thing to us. And, you know, and we'll have all these to market, as they call it. We'll get it to market sometime, you know, shortly. We'll start putting the first ones up. And they'll be all in depth. But it's up to you. And if there's enough people want a particular video on a particular subject in great detail of how I perceive what should be done with horse, then just let us know. Send an email, you know, whatever way you want to do it. I'll deal with all the emails and answer them. God bless everybody. Have a lovely, lovely year. Thank you.